I'd actually talk amongst ourselves about why it is that maternal infant health is so important to each of us, because I met each of you in different aspects of my journey in order to work to improve the health of our moms and babies. And Alice, why don't we start with you?
Tell me about your journey to becoming a counselor for young moms and babies.
Well, it began with nursing my own babies, and you counseled me through my own nursing journey, and provided me with endless support and encouragement in what can be a pretty stressful time in someone's life. And after a while, you suggested that I might become a leader, and I did, and I've been so grateful for that opportunity. You're still very much an active part of our community here.
Audrey, we met in advocacy work.
Yes.
So that's a whole different area of women and children's health than the one I share with Alice, which is counseling.
It just became very clear, and I've heard you speak before about that passion for vulnerable moms and babies. And that actually was true, especially with the special needs population, because they also have an additional difficulty with breastfeeding. And so that was my focus, to become a maternal child nurse. And then once I was in that, and I did all of it, labor and delivery and postpartum and everything, I realized I loved interacting and teaching and helping support young mothers. And so I did what any good nurse would do and started researching myself. And through that, my breastfeeding passion was born. And so I was able to kind of continue and become an IBCLC, a board certified lactation consultant. As I've been able to be part of this advocacy effort and be a citizen advocate and go with my children to the Capitol and get them to see our government in action that I'm so proud of, I was able to then get more familiar with the inner workings of these organizations and do more with them.
You know, I was surprised when we first went to the Capitol how many women who had felt vulnerable or didn't have the care that they need were willing to, I mean, we were holding babies out in the hallway outside of hearings, right?
Yes.
While their mothers went in to testify as volunteers. You know, we had doctors leaving their practices at hospitals to come talk about female doctors, about, you know, how they're an OBGYN, but they had no idea, you know, how to really be a mom. Yeah. Marilee, how did you get interested, and where does your passion for women's health come from?
So Leah and I met almost 20 years ago when we started serving on a nonprofit board, Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies, to advocate for mothers and babies here in Georgia. And Leah and I decided that we would go attend this meeting. When we arrived, I never expected.
The room was overflowing.
Standing
room only.
Standing room only.
At least 100, 150 people.
At least. Don't you think? At least. They were there to talk about their issue. And they all had their say. When they sat down and it was finally Leah's turn to stand up, she said, all this is great. She was so prepared and so persuasive. And I knew I was on the right team after that event that day, that we were going to be successful in our legislative journey. We were definitely successful, but I was so proud to be a part of that team.
But it certainly takes groups of people working together in order to affect the kind of change that we were able to ultimately impact here in Georgia. I think I testified 8 or 10 times on these issues, and I'm just so proud that we've succeeded. 79 of our counties don't have an OBGYN. It's completely unacceptable, right? We're the worst state in the country in terms of maternal mortality, which means you're more likely to die after giving birth in Georgia here than in any other state. We have 60% of our births are unplanned here in Georgia. And so, you know, all of these issues really haven't yet been tackled by the legislature. And that's one of the things that really inspires me. I want to be a voice for these issues down at the Capitol. And we've started already. But I want to succeed and find solutions, not excuses. So that's one of my great areas of passion, and our journey and my journey with you has really set me on my course, for sure.